Hello everyone, hope you're all doing really well. So today is a bit of story time, and yes, I'm not being very specific, am I? So basically I've got a new car and I wanted to show you it, and I'm actually sitting in it right now, but I can't drive. I know, but I've propped you up in a really good place, I like to think anyway. Double chin's not as double, it's just trying a little bit, I think. Anywho, so story time about my other car. So I got given a car from Sam's dad, which was very kind of him, and I did love it, but I did not look after it. So I got like a red Ford Focus, and oh, there's a car pulling up right there. Yeah, I got a Ford Focus and it got given to me for free, and I am very grateful, but obviously you can't really tell that because I've just not looked after the car at all. And like I've had to have the clutch change and everything because my feet are so heavy. I think I just ride the clutch when I'm driving, which is not good, obviously. I don't look to my left because the car's right there. They're going to be thinking, what on earth is she doing with her camera in the car? But anyway, so I could feel the clutch getting soft again, and I was constantly topping it up and it was constantly empty, like the radiator fluid stuff. And then I went on a longer journey, so I went out of town with my friend Rosie, and we went out of town, and I could feel like vibration under my feet that was just not normal for the car. And I texted because I took her to our workplace to get pick something up, and I texted saying my car doesn't feel right here. So in a panic, I lifted up the bonnet. I seen it was empty, the water was empty again, so I put what was left in it, but I didn't wait till it cooled down because I panicked. So I put it straight in, and turns out I burst the water pipe. So when we were driving home, the car just the engine temperature thing came on the dashboard, and it was like a red light saying that the temperature of the engine was far too hot. So the car just completely stopped itself, and we were stuck on the A19 for over an hour. And obviously the only thing I could think of to do was to phone my mum and my stepdad, and thankfully they did come and get me. They poured water in for me because me thinking it'll have had time to cool down and stuff, because at this point I didn't realise I'd actually broke the water pipe thing. So they were pouring water in, and water was just coming straight back out the bottom. Oh, it was awful. I was traumatised. We ended up having to try and roll the car to a, what do you call the thing where you park on the side of the motorway thing? Lay-by. Yeah, so we parked on a lay-by, managed to get it there. Turns out it didn't have a towing eye to get towed back home. So just as we were trying to see if I had one in the car, which obviously we didn't, a random Ford pulled up in this lay-by. So my mum, being my mum, asked if she could borrow it. And he gave us his number and everything, and so he borrowed us his towing eye. We never met him before, so that was very kind of him. So we had to get towed home using tow rope. I had a full-blown panic attack because my anxiety is really bad at the minute anyway. It just made it 10 times worse. I'm sorry if you see me keep looking away. This is my concentration's just all over the place nowadays. So yeah, so I got towed to a garage. The garage said luckily it wasn't nothing to do with the engine, it was the water pipe. £120, right? So leaves it there, and obviously my mum and my stepdad are taking me to and from work and stuff like that. I get the car back about 3 days later, I think. I thought, oh, I had to look in the bonnet, and the water was spot on. It was topped up. It wasn't going down. It was absolutely fine. I had the car for 4 days after that, but I'd just done a 12-hour shift at work, and I'd went in my house to pick up some stuff because I was going to stay at Sam's. Drove down my road, and I was on the hands-free thing to my mum on the phone, and I said, well, this car doesn't feel right. And obviously she just assumed I was being a bit dramatic because normally I am. And And yeah, it turns out, like I said, I'm putting my foot as far down on the gas pedal as it will go, and it's just not moving. It's not going up to 30. I'm changing gears in case I was in too high of a gear. Do you know what I mean? And it just wasn't doing it. I said, this car's going to stop. And as I said it, I'd just got around the roundabout. So I like came out of mine, and it's a very busy roundabout. It's like if you go left, you're going to Asda. So like people who live in Hartlepool will know like it's really busy. But I'm just lucky that it was actually on the night time, and it just, all the lights came on the dashboard, every single one had just stopped dead. I was raging at this point because obviously I'd only had the car back for 4 days and I'd done everything I could to absolutely look after it. The engine was so loud when it was like starting up as well, like it was just horrendous. I was mortified. So I'd stopped on this road. My mum came and like my mum and my stepdad came and picked me up again, and thankfully he was going to drive my car to Sam's house and I was like going to drive behind in his, but he said it wasn't even getting that far, and I could hear him like turning the key to completely start the engine up over and over again. It was just not moving. It luckily got to their house. But yeah, by this point I was already raging that I'd just spent 100 and whatever what it was out on this water pipe for it to just break again. I was absolutely raging. So I wasn't willing to put any more money into it, because that money I could have saved towards a different car, do you know what I mean? And I'm not going to get that money back, and I'm in a bit of debt now because I've had to save for another one, borrowing money left, right and centre, because obviously by this point my wages have all gone. Like, do you know what I mean? After bills and everything. So I was raging. And I've been getting lifts and stuff off my mum and my stepdad for like a week, and it's been awful, like having to get taxis to work, because if I had to walk from my house to work it would take me over an hour because it's quite a trek. So I've had to be getting taxis, and thankfully like some people who I work with have been picking me up some days, which I do really appreciate. But it's just not, it's not like nice when you know you can drive, and you know that like I do need to look after cars. Like that's my problem. Like I look after them when it's too late. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just so angry with myself. But it has took like about 2 weeks or something, and I went to view this car and I'm looking over there because that Learner car is the same car I went to look at. Not the exact same car, but it's the same make, but it was a different colour. So I went to look on them this morning for a Citroen C3, and it was blue, and I remember I used to have one before and I absolutely loved it. Sam helped me find that one, and back then I think I paid like £700 for it. And I absolutely loved it. I took that to a garage and all, and they told me it was a write-off and that would never drive again. So the part exchanged me for this banger. And then I still see the car on the road now. I hate being a girl sometimes. Cheeky buggers. But yeah, I went to see this Citroen, and he wouldn't tell us his address, which was already like warning signs in my eyes anyway. He was all the way in Jarrow, which was quite a trek anyway. And he pulled up at Tesco, and he was trying to like rush us into buying this car. He wanted £300 for this car, right? So me and my stepdad went and took her for a test drive without him there. We were like driving it around this other separate car park that was like nobody else was in it, you know, so we could get a proper like feel of the car. And it drove unbelievable. It was lovely to drive. But the bodywork was horrendous. Like, he touched the side of it, right, and all the rust just flaked off and left a big hole in the side. I was like, oh my god, it would have cost me more than the car was worth to get it fixed. So to try and get us to buy this car, this man was saying, oh, I'll have 175 for it, which is nearly half from what he asked for the first time. So all of these things are just warning signs. He was trying to chat up my friend. He was trying to chat up my mother. It was just weird. So I was like, no thanks. So I got in the car and we just left it. And I was like pretty deflated from that, because I thought, I'm really frustrated. I just want a car. But I'm really glad and proud of myself that I didn't rush into buying one, because normally I'd have been like buying the first one I'd seen if I had the money there. But I didn't. I said no, and I'm glad I did, because I got home and I was feeling pretty pretty down about it because I was frustrated because I'm sick of not having a car. Because I mean, I do get anxious driving anyway, but it's having the car there, you can just pop anywhere you want. Do you know what I mean? Like it's there, and you do feel like you've lost a bit of a limb, sort of, because you feel a bit lost without one, because you all of a sudden you can't like take, like, say, a trip to McDonald's, you can't take a trip to Asda just for a little bit of shopping. Like, you've got to rely on other people to help you, and I don't like doing that because it frustrates the life out of me. So I was just like having a look on like Facebook Marketplace, and I came across a gorgeous Micra, and they wanted like 550 for it, but then I think at this point they'd reduced it down to 450. So we went to have a look at that. It was in Middlesbrough, and the only thing, like, we took her for a test drive and everything, and the man was on us straight away. He gave us his home address. That's where we met him at. And he was really honest from the start. He said the only thing that needs doing is a windscreen wiper on the back needs like a new one, and the brakes need sorting because it was taking a while to brake. And I thought, like, fair enough. Like, it's beautiful to look at. It is a lovely car. It's a Nissan Micra, and it's silver, and it just looks really nice. And he even knocked it down in money, do you know what I mean, because of the brake situation, so we could put the rest of the money towards getting the brakes sorted. So yeah, I've came home with a Micra, and I've called her Minnie the Micra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, if you're not already bored and you've already not clicked off, because I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't, I wouldn't blame you, because I am waffling a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to get out because I'm currently sat in it, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So yes. Here she is, Minnie the Micra. Look how beautiful she is. Absolutely love the colour. She's just beautiful, isn't she? It's got 5 doors, thank God. So this is the inside. That radio there tells you how many... Radio? Is that radio? It tells you, the top one tells you how many miles of petrol you've got left, which is quite good. This is the back. I hope you can see it on the camera. It's just needs a hoover out. There's nothing like major or anything, and it's quite posh because if you look down here, this button opens the petrol cap. Did I show you it? That button there, you press that in, and obviously that comes open. So yeah, absolutely love it. Absolutely over the moon with it. I just think she looks really pretty. So yes, that's Minnie the Micra. So yes, I hope you like it. I'm sorry if I've bored you. Just looking it up now. Sorry if I've bored you, but story time. So I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Bye.